A big thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, and a big thanks to all the donators of $5 or more. Dead Zergling, Radio Raptor, and Vlad Tepish 3176. You all helped make this possible. Howdy, insufferable gaming fans. Your old pal Rosser here. With me today is...
Dead Zergling.
Dead Zergling, as you may know, is the creator of the kick-ass StarCraft 2 map, Death TV. And he is joining me today.
Yeah, I think Rosser needs a little help to make it to the end.
You ain't a woofin'. Especially the way I've been playing today.
And I didn't forget the most important preparation. I have a half bottle of cinnamon whiskey with me.
Nice.
So every time Rosser dies, I have to take a sip.
That might kill you a little.
Just a sip. It's not a shot.
Oh yeah. We've seen the aftermath of full shots before.
I've seen you playing Zelda for Zero's mod. I know the limit.
That is quite a drinking game there. Unfortunately, I'm worried that I'll drink myself right into the poorhouse.
Yeah, half a bottle of whiskey in one day. That gets expensive.
Yep.
Although, I didn't notice as much after your first of the Drunk Trilogy. Like, you were just Rosser unleashed there.
Oh yeah, I get surly when I'm drunk. Okay, so how does this work for the teams? Do we need to have the same color, or...?
No, they're different on purpose, so you can tell which one is your guy and which one is my guy and that sort of thing.
Ah, gotcha.
And hopefully we don't pick the same guy. I don't think we will.
Well, I can just tell you who I'll pick.
The homeless guy?
I haven't decided, but, you pick who you want, and then I'll pick someone.
Yeah, I'll probably just take, the first guy.
Okie dokie.
Anyways, I think they're done, waiting.
Yep, it is starting in 3.
Yeah, I added some announcer noises. Hopefully those work okay.
Ah, cool. Many fabulous prizes, and might I say, I love the prize names.
Yeah, I think I may have been drinking when I was picking those.
Hey, I get almost all of the references, so whatever works.
Yeah, some of them are StarCraft specific, so it's okay if you don't get them.
Choose your character.
Alright. And you say you're gonna be the first guy?
Yep, Jim Raynor.
Tychus.
And I'll be the guy that smokes.
Ah, Tychus. Yeah,
Add...
he's really nice because you can tell where his hitbox is for sure.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I see me.
To Death TV.
Yep, that announcer's a-working. That's pretty cool. So hopefully we won't be too drowned out.
No, I don't think so. If it gets too bad, you can just decrease the volume on the game.
Yep. So far, so good, though. It seems to be running pretty smoothly, too. I see you have a railgun.
Yeah, it's actually, like, my least favorite weapon.
Really? I love it.
I do, too. But in Quake 2, not this game.
Now, I've never played Quake 2. I did play some Quake 3 back in the day.
Yeah, the railgun there, it was the same way it is now. But Quake 3, they decided, nope, it can't go through targets. Kinda lame.
Now, I played a little bit of Quake... Uh-oh, I have screwed myself. There's a drink.
I tried to save you, but it wasn't happening.
Yep. Sometimes I back myself into a corner. I do this not on purpose, but just because I'm not always fully paying attention. That was one of those times, for instance. Wow, something hit me twice. Someone got in a good shot there.
Yeah, so if it gets too easy, I have cheat codes to set to 4-player difficulty.
Whoa.
I don't think we'll have that problem, though.
Not with me playing, anyway. Don't worry. I can lose enough lives for the both of us. Gimme, gimme, gimme! Yeah! Ah. I should have seen that coming. As you may have gathered, I'm not always the best person at paying attention when there's a lot of stuff on the screen.
Yeah, and talking makes it even worse.
Oh yeah. If I get quiet, it's because I'm trying in my own special way to concentrate. That's a drink.
Yeah, I have some catching up to do after this round's over.
I hear you.
I refuse to take damage because I'm busy drinking.
That's a good policy. Okay.
I can see how this is going to go right now, so I'm going to help you.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice. This'll help show off more of your hard work.
Well, a command like that is basically just adding 10 to number.
This looks new.
It's not. The sound is. If I just spot, you know, turret syndrome, bunch of turrets, bunch of prisoners, you know.
If I could get that speed up and actually keep it, I'd be doing great. Gimme. Yoink. We're very gradually making headway. There we go.
So, a tip about the melee guys, if you are moving one direction, they have a really hard time hitting you, ever. Like, see, I'm gonna let these guys get to me. See, it didn't actually hit me.
Uh-huh.
So, if you can avoid it in time, they won't actually hit you. So, you're not necessarily screwed if you're in a corner.
My problem is, though, that I tend to accidentally let them surround me.
Oh, that's okay. You just have to shoot your way out.
Heh.
I feel like we should be apologizing for the lack of commentary here.
More than like. One of my big problems for me playing games like this is that I tend to have this bubble vision about me, where I'll be looking at me instead of where I'm going.
Right.
Like those guys. They all just kind of came right on out of there. And if I'd been paying close attention, I would have taken them out. Like, on my way up.
Yeah, now another thing is, there's a max number of units that are going to be on the screen. Like, after you kill 10 guys, 10 more will appear, type deal.
Uh-huh.
So, killing everything as quickly as possible, not always the best plan.
I did not know that. Oh no, I'm out of rockets. I've been known to run out of rockets betimes. I got hammer danced on that one.
Yeah, you're very popular.
I know.
They're leaving me alone.
It's like getting mobbed by my crowds of fans that usually don't exist in real life. This is what rockstars must feel like on a day-to-day basis. Except with fewer melee weapons.
Yeah, I think there's more alcohol involved too.
True.
So I worked at a fair one year. I had to clean up like a musician's trailer. There was like 15, 20 bottles of empty wine.
Wow.
Yeah, they were drinking it up.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, one of the issues I have on this game is I always forget to get my own prizes.
I keep telling myself, when I'm getting near the corner, I need to start shooting where I'm going in case monsters come out. But then I forget, and then that happens.
Yeah, one thing I never see you doing, see the shield, you can use it offensively.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
It works on everything except bosses.
Must try to remember that. Ah, roll out the tanks. So, as someone who actually has experience with StarCraft, you know what all of these enemies are, right?
I know what they used to be. They are repurposed models for the most part.
I love the death gun.
Yeah, that is right after a Quake 4 BFG. It works the exact same way.
After you played what now?
It's from Quake 4.
Have not played that one, I don't think. What the?
You heard the announcer. You should avoid spider mines.
I should. If my eyes could only look in two directions at once, that would help.
Oh, you'd have to be Sir Chameleon then.
I think sitting too close to the computer screen might be a hindrance for me in this case. There are those buggy guys.
Yeah. I code those master orbs.
Alright, here's some action. Rats. Right, shield. Run into them with the shield. Must remember that.
Yeah,
I'm sure-
that, and if there's a weapon on the screen and you have a shield, it's basically yours.
Good point. Again, assuming that I'm able to see it.
Yeah, I actually increased all the size of everything by like 2.5 times. Because I
Well-
had complaints about that.
Well, the size wasn't really my issue. It's just that I am naturally bad at tracking lots of objects at once.
Yeah, so I actually had a weird situation where I need to pick between 3 versions of euthanasia for the intro. And I was just thinking, what odd problems I have in my life. Because I'm just listening to some guy say euthanasia.
It's nice to see the bad guys following someone else for a change.
And that's their reward.
Yep, here they come again. Time to thin the herd.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's a 50 cow pileup. Oh, it's a stampede. Haha, eat rocket launcher, stupid cows.
Goodbye, cows.
Woohoo! And with that, we have enough steak to last for the next 50 years. Yeah, overall, I'd say Speed Booster, probably most overall
Useful item.
I'm trying to think of the word for something that increases your lifespan.
Power up.
I don't know.
Well, if you like any level a lot like that, I can always just put in a code and we can do it again.
Cool.
It's the terrifying infested Raynor.
Nice. Now let's see how many of these bullets I can dodge, he said,
Get shot down.
whilst immediately running into a bullet.
Yeah.
Okay, shield. Attack. Whoops. Wait, that's you. I should not be shooting at you.
Yeah, I would say Infested Rainer looks a lot different than I do.
You can tell how often I play two-player games.
Yeah, I noticed how much luck you had with the decoy the other day. You really want that decoy dead.
And now, the more.
Whoa. This is why you just say no to Zerg, kids.
Aw,
Taika.
he had a good shot.
Well, I mean, when it's omni-spread like that, every shot's a good shot.
I've never quite decided whether I want to focus on taking out the guys on the perimeter or just focusing fire on the main dude.
Well, basically, you want to just take them out as necessary, because they're kind of infinite.
Good point. I mean, I'm sure there's like a balance for it that I need to reach.
Yeah, basically my balance is, if they're in my way, they die.
I get so caught up in firing at what's behind me that I don't take the time to fire at the stuff that I'm headed directly into. And it really is my own damn fault.
Alright, so I need a full shot to catch up here.
Heh.
And for any viewers who have forgotten, I gave Rosser 10 lives, so
Let the bloodshed
when he gets
begin.
below 10, he's actually dead.
Well, at least we made it to level 2 before I got officially dead.
Crushed. Jimmy has become chunky.
So, are these really fast guys new, or do they show up in two-player?
Which ones? The robots or the wolves?
The ones that aren't shooting the lasers.
Those are a bit new. They've been in a few weeks.
This is doable.
But yeah, I've been trying to put in enemies that are hard, with just a few of them, not just swarms.
Alright, which way are we heading?
Up to you. I forget the map.
Well, I've tried clockwise and counterclockwise. Let's go right down the middle.
Yeah, for Area 1, there's actually 3 random configurations it can have. So
That explains my lack of ability to properly map the place. But I had suspected that was the case. Must take out these Orby guys. They seem like one of those top priority kind of monsters.
Yeah, basically, if you don't get them soon, you're done.
Did that monster just die and turn into a different monster?
No, that's your ally. That is the product of the worm gun.
Ah.
It's an alien reference.
Taika is beat down.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
But basically, you shoot little guys and they infect guys, and then they come out and fight for you.
That's pretty cool. Was that difficult to program?
The base idea, no. Some of the bugs that I encountered, yes.
Like, I imagine, like, first you would have to get it to spawn, and then you would have to program the AI for it afterwards? Something like that?
The AI, most of it is, StarCraft default. A lot of it, anyway. Like, the swarm things, I had to program that, because it wouldn't do what I wanted otherwise. But these guys, no AI involved. Just they get added to a big group, ordered to attack, and that's the end of it. But yeah, half of them need AI, half of them are just the standard default stuff.
Ah, I seem to have picked up a speed boost somewhere. Or did I? Oh.
Well, there should be a buff icon. You see that?
To be honest, I have never had the time to look over there because there's these guys rolling around and, you know.
Yeah, I know. I've watched your other episodes.
Oh! Okay, this is what I need. The death gun is just the best gun for this room.
I'd prefer the rocket launcher.
I don't know what it is, but I've always just loved watching a whole line of those rolling guys just blow right up. It makes me smile.
Well, there I go.
Uh-oh. This doesn't bode well for the Rosser. Get it. I missed it. Danced right past it.
Now those rolling guys, the snakes, they have a weakness. If you shoot them, they get frozen for like 0.1 seconds or so. So if you can shoot the edge you want to travel along, you can actually avoid them.
Neat. And zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah, I'm your ally, remember?
Again, so used to if it moves, shoot it.
This is why there is not a play mode B.
Ah, yeah. Frickin' Battletoads, man.
Or Double Dragon.
Yeah. Or Battletoads and Double Dragon the Ultimate Team.
The Ultimate Failing Team. That game's too hard.
Really? I found it was way easier than the original Battletoads myself. Of course, I was playing it on one player. That helped.
One player makes a huge difference. Like, Contra, I can play that maybe like 4 or 5 times through before it gets to be too much. But 2-player, I don't know if I can even beat it.
I don't know that I've ever even played Contra 2-player. I'm sure I did back when I was a kid. Because I remember how much fun it was back when 2-player games happened in the same room.
Yeah, Seems like no one has the time for that anymore.
Well, not only that, but they're not even programming games with that option for the most part.
No, the split screen thing is pretty rare.
Well, I can't say that I loved the split screen in and of itself, but...
Or even worse, the 4-way split screen. That was awful.
Oh, yeah. Especially with my crappy old TV that I had when I was a kid.
That alone was a reason to get the 60-inch TV.
Yeah. I knew better than to even hope for it. Okay, this is where I should have been dead.
Not yet. You aren't there yet. Remember, you can have 0 lives, too.
Oh, yeah. So, I would have made it at least one more room. Woohoo! The Orc's Cookbook, To Serve Man.
Yeah, it's only like 3 pages.
During my brief stint playing Warhammer 40k, I had an orc army. Space orcs.
I see.
I got no regrets. Taika goes toasted.
Goodbye, snakes.
Squish, squish, squish. I keep getting caught on little edges, and that throws me off.
Yeah, that's intentional.
Yeah, I figured it was. I remember how it was in the other games. Back in the before times. I also remember how impossible the bosses were.
Yeah, Scarface in particular. He was just all bad. I can never manage to hit all the edges around him very well.
I must say, your shield tip has been very helpful.
Yeah, you know, if you have a power-up, use it.
I feel like it's really improved my chances.
Yeah, I'm almost to the point where I'm gonna nerf it a little bit. Not like, you still get it at the start, but not for long. Because you can literally just chain die and kill 200 enemies every time. And that's not really intended. But yeah, the AI aren't those worms. It's really simple. When they appear, all they do is try to come to your guy. That's it.
Get ready for
Cool.
a surprise.
A surprise? Oh boy.
I shouldn't have got that.
Yeah, I've had entire runs where I've managed to miss every single prize room.
It's so... I forget the level arrangements. Like, I could just open up the map and look, but I don't care enough.
I got a couple of those turrets before they took me out. Woohoo! I'm hosed. Crushed indeed. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have ought to have done that. Yay, shield. Yay, spread gun. Yay, quint damage. Boo, hordes of monsters running right in front of me. Aww. Really dig the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I forgot to turn the sound on. I should do that.
Turn the what now?
Oh, I forgot to turn the music on.
Oh, mine's on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter for you, just when you're testing with other music going, it gets really annoying.
Ah.
I've recently been listening to a lot of Infected Mushroom.
Infected Mushroom?
Yeah, very interesting music, to say the least. It's not as weird as, say, anime music, but it's pretty weird. Anime, Japan, they don't give a shit.
I have heard some weird music happen on anime. Yes, I have.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. It's like Hayoru or something. And they have, like, the most insane opening I've ever heard.
Well, pound for pound, it's been my experience that when you want anime where the music is not fitting with the action at all, you can't go wrong with late 90s anime.
I forget if it's 90s or 80s, but Yu Yu Hakusho was pretty awesome.
That was a great series. I love that. Apparently my computer is now slowing down the game.
That's okay. That's probably because you're recording.
Almost definitely. It's one of those things where I have a recording program that uses fewer resources, but sometimes it just decides to drop the audio 5 minutes in completely, and I don't find out until after I've recorded.
Mm-hmm.
So,
looks like you're almost due for another help.
We're getting close.
But yeah, if you need to stop recording and start recording again, we can just pause the game for a little bit.
I don't think I do.
Alright.
I'm not sure that I have the ability to resume a game properly.
Yeah, those little green bastards, I typically can't do much against them.
I don't think I've ever seen those before.
It depends what route you take.
I just don't think I've ever gotten this far into level 2 before.
That's also possible. So glad I spiked the difficulty a bit and add those things in.
These seem to be doable.
They're doable, but if you're not paying attention like I often am not so much.
Yeah, and that goes for me too. I don't know how many people this will apply to, but if you've ever done any recording like I do, you'll find out that it is harder to concentrate when you're talking and playing.
And thus, why so little chat has been happening.
There are often times when I find myself struggling to find interesting things for me to talk about, because, you know, I do a bunch of episodes a day anymore, and I mean, I don't do anything interesting during the day.
Yeah. Now, one thing with the enemy difficulty, sometimes I have to tell myself, no, you can't nerf them just because you don't like them. That's not a good enough reason.
Gets run over.
Because some of the enemies just piss me off to, you know, no end.
Alright.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh?
Look at your lives.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Thank you. Very necessary.
Hopefully I won't have to use it at all, but you never know.
Ooh, a pyromancer.
Is on the scene.
Ah!
Yeah, watch this.
Was that a homing missile?
Yes, it is.
Run away! Run away! That's cool.
Yeah, now the difficulty of this guy is every 20% he gets worse.
Uh-oh. Ay, 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 ay. Oh good, he summons dudes. Heh, I don't think there was any of me dodging that.
No, this guy's a quarter eater. That's all there is to it.
I'm sorry, there were a bunch of explosions happening. Did you say he was a quarter wiener?
Quarter eater.
He's got flamethrowers, hasn't he?
So, yeah, I just took a strategic death there. I just died on purpose so I could get better guns.
Games I have practiced more on, I can do that with. I don't think I'm quite at the level of competence to do it on this one yet. Hell, I haven't even learned to really lead my shots properly.
Oh, and good news. There's 2 bosses after this one.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of bosses.
Well, there's only 4 total, but when they're this hard, it is a lot.
Aye.
But I kind of consider the first boss almost a giveaway, because I can almost beat him without dying alone.
Yeah, I find that I am able to handle that boss a lot better than I'm able to handle most of the rooms.
Yeah, the thing with him is you just have to dodge. It's not about doing a ton of damage.
I'm better at one-on-one fights in general in video games.
It's more predictable. Because you know exactly what the enemies are going to do when you're alone. Well, you know, excluding the spiders and Isaac.
The spiders, they are tricky.
Those are just going to do what they're going to do.
Perhaps the same could be said of all spiders.
Well, in real life, they're more predictable.
What are now?
Spiders in real life are a little more predictable.
Yep. Much less likely to jump 30 feet across a room and tear your face off.
Yeah. Like, they're predictable enough. When I was in 6th grade, I caught Black Widows for fun.
I can't say I ever did that. I have found a few in my house.
Well, you didn't live in Moses Lake. They're all over the place there.
Yeah, where I grew up, it was more common to find brown recluses, though.
Ah, those are a lot scarier than the Black Widow. Those things are fast.
They're hard to spot, too.
But yeah, the best part was I was doing this at school. Right in front of my teachers, I just catch Black Widows.
This looks like a dangerous area. Let's run right in.
Yep. So, this guy, you want to burn him with everything you have after 10%. Because there's just way too many enemies then.
Oh, I saw those too late to shoot them.
Like, you see all these waves that are happening right now?
Uh-huh.
All 4 of them happen at once at 10%.
Yeesh. I can barely tell what's going on.
Well, basically, wherever there isn't red stuff, go there.
Good call.
Anyway, since we're already cheating for you, here, I'll show everyone something fun.
I'm in a blast zone. Woo!
Yeah, typing that command pretty much makes it so you can't lose.
That's a pretty good one.
It's good for testing, you know, when you just need to clear a room, you don't care how.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Snake Eyes. I remember, as a kid, how I always wanted a Snake Eyes action figure, but I never got one.
Is that G.I. Joe?
It is. And the reason I wanted Snake Eyes was because back in the late 80s and early 90s, ninjas were everything.
Yeah. Especially if they're turtles.
Oh yeah, I got a shitload of Ninja Turtles up in the attic.
Yeah, I got rid of all mine. I'm kind of sad I did now.
I got a bunch of Ninja Turtles and Masters of the Universe. Some Thundercats. Oh, right.
That's okay.
I just noticed the music is shredding fiercely on an electric guitar.
Yeah, I decided to save the best music for last.
Hey, speaking of Ninja Turtles,
Yeah?
I noticed the title of this room was Turtle Soup. Very appropriate timing.
It's almost like the level knows. Only it really doesn't.
I find myself in a lot of these serendipitous coincidences. Uh-oh. I never quite got the timing of the Nuke-O-Matic down.
Yeah, it's a difficult weapon to use.
That's an odd sound. I seem to be getting a lot of feedback.
Is it from my end?
Okay, it stopped. I'm guessing the mic was picking up a lot of audio. That's okay, these things... So those little snake things...
Yep, they took a couple days, despite how stupid they are, to actually put in right.
They're pretty neat looking, though.
Yeah, I think they're stolen right off of World of Warcraft. But, I mean, it's a Blizzard game, so it's okay. They don't mind their own assets making games for their games.
Right. It's a snake avalanche. Peed.
Believe it or not, I decreased how many spawn. There used to be more.
So, should I be saving my ammo, or...?
Well, the snakes are pretty infinite. But I would just use your ammo when you can. You're
Yeah.
gonna be dying a lot.
That is true. I'm swarmed.
This particular area, since it's the final area, I don't mind going ridiculous mode.
Fair enough. I am about to run completely out of lives again, though.
Yeah, 1 second.
Oh. He got under that one. I think what happened is that having that shield thing all of a sudden made me a little too complacent.
Yeah, being complacent is not good.
Or maybe complacent's the wrong word. Maybe,
Lazy?
no, like too aggressive with my hand-to-hand, or hand-to-shield, or shield-to-face combat.
Yeah, one thing I might do later is add a chainsaw weapon.
Oh, nice.
It won't be a smart weapon to use, it'll be a oh crap, I'm swarmed weapon.
It's like a might as well now take as many out as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be a default weapon that you always have.
I must remember not to keep putting myself in a corner every time I get the Nuke-O-Matic.
Well, basically, when you get the Nuke-O-Matic, the best strategy is to just walk on your nukes.
I'm not that observant, I'm afraid.
Like, basically, you just shoot where you want to walk. Just walk the nukes.
A problem I find myself having that's, you know, another one of those unique to me kind of things is that I lose track of where my mouse is. And that's any time I play a game that has enemies on screen and a mouse pointer. Aw.
Well, I tried to share it with you, but you died.
I died.
And I'm one hit from it, yet I have a lot of ammo. That's not a good thing. So I'm just gonna keep shooting until I go down, I think.
Yeah, weapon management makes this game a lot more doable. It's just something I ain't great at. Roll out the tanks. They're not so bad when we keep taking them out real fast like this.
Yeah, the tanks were actually one of the most complicated monsters I made. Because they had a really interesting problem. Their little turrets wouldn't spin.
Huh. It seems like the kind of thing that would be tricky to get it to do manually.
Yeah, no kidding. Basically, there are invisible units that it's shooting at that you never see.
Neat.
Well, that was just rude.
I mean, I can't say I can't say that I understand all the particular foibles and quirks to these particular maps, but I have had situations in the past where I tried to get a game-making tool to do shit that it was not supposed to do.
Yeah, it was not happy with me wanting to spin the turret just because. Did not care for that at all.
It's like back in the day when there were things like ZZT, where people would take what's basically a 2D action-adventure game maker using basic computer DOS graphics, and then using it to make 3D shooting games and shit.
Oh, you mean like Doom?
Well, no, like way, way, way more basic than that.
I don't know if I played those. I think I just played Wolfenstein 3D back in the day.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, back in the day, I think I just played Wolfenstein 3D.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I remember how amazing those games were for their time.
Yeah, I remember being really amazed when I first got a sound card for Wolf 3D. Because before it was just, ugh, ugh. But then all of a sudden, my Leiden! And the guns actually made shooting noises instead of just weird computer noises.
Yeah, that game ran great on my 386. Good times.
Jimmy got squished.
And I remember what it was like playing video games back before the internet was a thing, so you had to figure it all out on your own.
Yep. You just had to check every tiny little thing. I don't know how anyone beat Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2 without the internet.
Oh, I got one of those How to Win It Nintendo games books.
Oh yeah, get the power, Nintendo power.
Well, I got Nintendo Power for a while too, but there was actually a series of books called How to Win It Nintendo Games by Jeff Roven, I think. And he also did lots of novelizations of old Nintendo games, like he did the Worlds of Power books, and he did a really neat novelization of Mortal Kombat that came out a few years before they did the movie.
Yeah, the movie was not so good.
It wasn't great, but it's a fun nostalgia trip from time to time.
It's a fun, campy movie.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching... I mean, you've seen the kind of games I play,
Yeah,
so you can imagine my taste in movies.
I think the first game I ever saw you play was Faria.
Was what?
Pariah.
Oh yeah, that game.
Because I was thinking of playing it again, but then I was like, I wonder if anyone has actually played this and recorded it.
Yeah. I didn't let on at this at the time when I did it, but that was actually a almost completely blind run.
It was obvious.
But it was a lot of fun. That game was just so weird and quirky.
Yeah, it was definitely different.
Like, you could tell that it was one of those games where, like, it had a very anime vibe at a time when
Yeah,
it was before anime had really become a thing in America.
yeah, I think if it had been marketed better, you might have had endless Pariah sequels instead of Zelda. Because it had a very Zelda feel to it.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, I finished watching your playthrough and I was like, you know what? I don't want to play that game anymore.
Whoops.
Because I forgot just how terrible those dungeons were.
Yeah, funny thing, now that you mention it, the way I got through, that was a mine, not a power-up. Whoops. The way I got through the dungeon is that I actually went to my bookshelf and I grabbed one of those How to Win at Nintendo Games books by Jeff Rovin, which just happened to have Faria in it.
Ah, cool. I just made maps. My maps were composed of several sheets of graph paper taped together.
Yep. I remember doing that back in the day.
Yeah, I had to do that for Kid Icarus too, I think.
I forget which games exactly I did it for, but I remember there were at least a couple. And as we've well established in the past, by myself I have no navigational skills whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a well-established fact for anyone who's watched you long.
Well established.
If anyone is not sure of this, go watch Shadows of Kaon.
Oh, God.
Showtime!
That wizard tower, man.
Yep. And your timing on those gargoyle statues.
I mean, there were times during Shadows of Cairn where I just had to laugh.
Well, I think I mostly pay attention to times where you just had to stop recording. You were just having such a good time, you had to stop.
Yep. And it's something that I did to myself. I don't think anyone in the history of Forever has ever asked for a Shadows of Cairn walkthrough.
Well, probably because they got to the first dungeon, realized this is crap, and stopped playing.
Considering I think I paid about $5 for the game when it was brand new, that should tell you something.
Yeah? Yeah, there's actually a few announcer voices I had to cut out because they sounded like they came out of Shadows of Kaon. As in, they were bad.
Shadows of Cairn, though, has the best bad voice acting, like, outside of Mega Man 8.
I don't think I played that one, but I'll take your word on it.
Mega Man, we have to stop Dr. Wyoe. Mega Man, Dr. Wyoe burned down my science van. I gotta eat beans out of a can, Mega Man. Why'd Tornado Man take my house away?
You be careful, man. There might be someone who actually talks like that who watches you.
There very well may be, but no one talks as bad as the voice actors on Mega Man 8. Like, you could tell it wasn't the voice actor's fault. Like, someone had to direct that.
Maybe it's George Lucas.
Yeah. Yep, very well could have been. I am going to run out of lives.
Again?
Yeah, these last couple of rooms have really torn me up.
Well, you've been a good decoy.
The enemies objectively and definitively hate my guts. I'm on my 0th life. I'll try to dodge these the best I can.
There you go.
Uh-oh. They're coming up right behind me. Aww. Woo.
Well, actually, I thought about letting you die because I need to test a certain feature.
Oh? Well, chances are pretty good that I'll die again.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't used it yet. What is that? 4 times I've done that now?
I think so, yeah.
Survive the venom.
Now this boss, I'm actually pretty proud of this one. Because he starts off, like, really easy. Like, this is no big deal, right?
Well, thank God.
But in a little bit, you're going to discover how he gets harder. Just wait for it.
Ah! No!
And if you take too long, another one, and another one.
Holy crap.
But it's beatable because they have shared health.
Ah! That's a really cool concept.
So they get harder to dodge, but easier to damage the further you go.
Ah. I like that strategy. I don't know how I got through that. Or that. This one could be a problem, though. Nope, we good. It's cool. I'm cool.
Yeah, you see that purple stuff? That's called creep.
Wait, there's
It's,
purple stuff?
Yeah, see this purple stuff on the ground?
No.
Maybe it's a graphic limitation on your end. But anyway, the little spiders get faster on it.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's not a problem with just one spider, but when there's 5 spiders, the creep is pretty much everywhere.
Oh, you mean like what the spiders are dropping?
Yeah,
Yeah, it actually looks kind of gray on my end.
yeah. It's kind of purple, kind of gray. It was more purple in the original StarCraft.
I held out against those guys pretty good.
But yeah, it just goes from, this isn't so bad, to how the hell do you dodge anything?
Yep. I see what you mean there. There we go. Burn, baby, burn.
Oh, time for a strategic death.
Uh-oh.
Comes Animal Chow. Jimmy, got breathing.
Well, if you were just gonna die, I would let you take the strategic death.
Believe me, there is no strategy in my failure. That's all pure Rosser there. Thank you, Death Gun.
Yeah, don't take that other one.
Okay. But I like the Death Gun.
Yeah?
I bet you do too.
I just figure you're gonna die soon.
That is extremely likely. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah, I think this goes until there's 10 giant spiders.
That's a lot of giant spiders.
Yeah, so it's kind of in your interest to kill them quickly if you can.
If this were Skyrim, 10 giant spiders would not be a problem. But it isn't. I can take far fewer hits in this.
Well, it's very kind compared to the original Smash TV.
Yeah,
That one, you get one hit, that's it.
yeah, you talk about an arcade game that would eat your quarters. That was it. Ah!
Comes animal chow.
The swarm. We got him on the ropes.
The swarm is actually what the Zerg are called in StarCraft.
Oh, neat.
Like, if you ever heard someone say just Zerg arrayed in World of Warcraft, that's where it came from. You know, where you just have way too many people and you just keep going no matter how many die.
Not gonna lie, though I did play it for about a year or so, I hardly ever played it with people.
Gets eaten.
It was mostly soloed.
Well, that's understandable. I was mostly solo in EverQuest. I just raided when I couldn't go any further.
I played it with, like, I had a couple of friends that were into it, and I played with them, and that was about it. Nice.
Okay, so we have about 2-3 more rounds in the final boss, and that's everything.
That was a very cool boss.
Yeah, I really liked him because he's much different than what you usually encounter. So, one of the final rounds from the original Smash TV, I kept that around here too. That being the Bikini Girl stage.
Ha! Neat.
Now, I was going to ask, you okay with that on your channel, but after your conversation with Ivy, I'm not so worried about it.
Yeah. I don't always, police all the words.
Well, if the purpose of that episode was to make your viewers uncomfortable, success.
It wasn't my purpose, but it's been known to happen. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I blame it on Ivy and her cats.
Now, I have been kicking around the idea of doing some of my other favorite games that would definitely not be appropriate for YouTube. But I would have to stream those or something.
Well, they have like an adult section, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And I might put them on that if I ever do it, but it'll be a ways in the future. You know, games that have some slight graphic nudity from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, you might get a lot more viewers that way, but that's up to you.
Yeah. Like, one of the games I've wanted to do that I really enjoy is the Conan game on the PS3.
Oh, that's a rule. If it's a Conan game, topless women just have to be there.
Yeah. Instead of having a jiggly boobs engine, it has a ropey intestine spilling engine.
Oh, even better. Uh-oh. I just looked at your lives again.
Yeah. They are a bit rough.
Oh, and I also put in the feature so if you don't actually pick a stage, it'll just pick it for you after a little while.
I could have sworn it did that the first time I played it.
I may have put that in before I had you start playing, that's possible. But for a while, it would just leave you there for all eternity if you wanted.
I wasn't sure exactly which way it was going on that, but now we have the word straight from the programmer's mouth.
I mean, things are always subject to change, but that's how it is right now. Uh-oh. It's not good.
Any multiplayer map like this is always going to be a work in progress.
Yeah, I really want it to be a done thing, because I want to work on my RPG. But it just keeps having these things it needs.
I actually had an RPG Maker RPG I was working on, but I got sidetracked from it. As tends to happen.
Well, if you ever want to get into training, I hate it. So...
Ever get into what?
Training, just making the level look pretty. You know, making it an interesting landscape.
Ah, yeah.
Because I do the best I can, but after a few hours I'm just like, I don't care anymore. They get a box.
Yeah, level design is tricky and things like that.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting all confused because I'm trying to remember how to switch my weapons while I'm being swarmed.
Well, just press the space bar.
Spacebar! That's what I could press.
Well, I'm glad you got that and not me.
I didn't even see that you were heading for it until after the fact.
That's okay.
Otherwise, I likely would have just let you have it. Orb. Yeah, speaking of Orb, another game series I'd like to do sometime are the Evil Dead PS2 games.
Question. Does that involve Bruce Campbell?
Do what now?
Does that game involve Bruce Campbell?
Yes, it does.
That's good. Because Evil Dead is lame without him.
Yep.
He is an important element of any Evil Dead movie.
Yeah. Making an Evil Dead movie without Bruce Campbell is kind of like making Nightmare on Elm Street without Robert Englund.
Is he the guy who plays Jason?
No, Freddy Krueger.
Ah, sorry. Mix those up.
And speaking of Evil Dead, I just found an unopened Necronomicon. Amazing
There,
timing.
up again.
Klaatu Barada Necktie. Nickelback.
No, it's Klaatu Barada.
There, I said the words.
Yeah, my favorite part of Army of Darkness is how he doesn't even try to remember the words. He's just like, yeah, I got him, let's go.
Yep.
Because he's just too much of a badass to be bothered with that sort of thing.
Anyone who's extensively played D&D campaigns with a GM that has funny sounding names for everything can really relate to that. I don't know how many people that applies to, but...
Yeah, the furthest I can go is an online RPG. That's as D&D as I get.
Yeah. I used to, you know, game in person, in a room with all of my friends every week, but then I moved. So now, doing the same thing, but online, is about the best I can manage. But it still works out. Boom.
Yeah, this round didn't actually exist until an update.
This is a pretty tough room.
Yeah, it kind of tells you how far near the end you are, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I forgot how to talk there.
These enemies bring to mind angry bees.
Oh, that's a reference to, that rad thing you were doing.
Rad thing, rad thing.
You know, where you had that really creepy purple magical guy?
Get ready for
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Congratulations.
So here's the Bikini Girls.
Woohoo!
And I swear, these are their actual death noises. I did not look for dirty noises or anything.
I believe it. As we all know, Blizzard is a very progressive company when it comes to accurately portraying women in video games.
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly accurate and correct.
All you have to do is look at the female characters in the game and know that's a load of bull. Somehow all women prefer to wear skin-tight things with lots of cleavage showing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that the less armor you wear, the more effective it works.
Yeah.
Especially if it exposes lots of cleavage and midriffs.
Yeah, I think that has a effect on your opponent's dexterity, not your protection.
I'd buy that for $1.
Smash TV reference there.
Or RoboCop, depending on which you prefer.
Well, I heard it from Smash TV first.
Ah!
Mecha dead Zergling.
It's a giant thing!
Oh, and just so you know, he actually shoots death gun shots too.
Uh-oh.
And apparently he's broken.
I dig giant robots. You dig giant robots. We dig giant robots. Chicks dig giant robots. That reference was for the 2 people that'll get it.
Well, I'm happy his rocket launcher is working properly.
Can't listen, dodging missiles.
Exactly. That means it's working properly.
This reminds me of that time like 2 days ago when a cyber demon hammer danced my face off in Doom. Good times.
Oh, you should really like a level I have for you then. That's like 5. And there's 2 or 3 levels after it too.
Yep. I found that my success or failure in Doom depends mostly on how well I memorize the levels. Largely. Oh yes, deftly stepping between missiles. Something that happens all the time.
It actually took me several hours to get the spacing to work right. Because for quite a while, you could scrape between them and still get hit. And that was not cool.
Oh, right into it. I can't remember any other time in my life when I have had this many consecutive missiles fired at me.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you could have this experience. He actually used to only be able to fire one person, but that's too easy, so now it's everybody.
Oh, nice shot. Spread rifle saved my life. Spread rifle did not in fact save my life.
Now, I would have something clever to say, but busy concentrating.
Woof. Okay, I've just noticed that there's an actual countdown timer on the shield life.
Yep.
I'm a little slow on the uptake.
There's one for your speed boost too, if you look.
Ah! Now he's doing the death gun, right?
Yep. Well, he's the end guy, so he gets to do whatever he wants.
Yep.
I thought about giving him the Nuke-O-Matic, but I wasn't sure if that would actually be dodgeable.
You mean by me or just everyone in general? Because
Anyone.
you might have to
Just the way
you
it
might have to
works.
grade on a bit of a curve.
Well, because it's instant damage.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to dodge it when it's instant.
Yep.
It did not stop Shogo though. That gun is actually modeled after a Shogo gun. Only they called it the Red Riot.
Like the BB gun?
No, it was a gun that just destroyed everything within like 3 miles.
Sorry, having a little trouble hearing you with all the explosions.
No, it was not a BB gun. It was basically a nuclear rifle. It took out absolutely everything within like a 3-4 mile radius.
And this was the Red Rider.
Red Riot.
Red Riot. Oh, I thought you said Red Rider.
No, no.
That clears up my confusion. I'm an easily confused guy, man.
Oh,
Yep.
that's okay. Now the question is, can Rosser make it without me typing in the code again?
I guess we'll find out.
Because I was thinking maybe once or twice stops. That's what I was thinking. But you have proven me quite wrong.
Yeah, before we started earlier this morning, I tried warming up with a little Binding of Isaac, and I swear I couldn't dodge anything to save my life. Uh-oh. I knew I was gonna eat that attack. Oh. Ouch. My liver. Yeah, those guys get the shield.
Well, that's almost appropriate, because I think both of these guys are kind of rednecks in the game.
I was born and raised redneck. Sometimes it comes out. Oh man. Last life. getting stuck in a corner isn't doing me any favors. Oh, there we go. Eliminated.
Now you get a nice Grim Reaper icon.
Yep. I held out as long as I could. You got this.
Now,
You got
let's
this.
see if this works.
Okay.
No. It didn't. That's okay.
You got this. You got this.
I was just checking to see if I could donate a life to you successfully.
Seems like it would have worked, like before I died permanently.
Yeah, I'll have to play with that a little bit.
Oh. Oh yeah, you good.
Well, time for a death.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Win the game.
Nice.
now everyone can spam my email. You know, all 30 people who will watch this.
Well, I mean, over time it'll collect more and more viewers.
That's true, that's true. Well, I guess now would be the time to do your outro, wouldn't it?
Yep, it seems that way. So, with me has been Dead Zergling, the creator of this map. And I really appreciate you being on here today. I had
Not a problem.
had a lot of fun with this one. And we'll play more in the future. So you guys should all check it out. StarCraft 2 is free to download. And you can find this map by going to the arcade section and typing in Death TV. So, again, thanks for watching. It's been a blast. Until next time, this is your old pal Rosser, and with me was...
Dead Zergling, and I can't take a drink because I've had too much. Seriously, I can't take any more.
We've been there. Take a drink.